Hi YouTube cuties, I hope this is working. So I recorded this awesome vlog that I was packing up all the stuff that goes on the plane with us, all the stuff that I'm carrying on, and it did not record. Love it when that happens. So scrap that one, whatever. Maybe I'll do an unpack video when we get down there and you can see what I carried with me. It wasn't very exciting or anything. So I've had a request for a video talking about Disney World with an infant, which is a great topic and one that I have no idea why I have not covered. I have actually been down to Disney World, but my boys are 16 months apart. And my big one's first trip, he was 9 months old. And that means, if you do the math, that I was also 3 months pregnant. So I can speak to you on being both pregnant and traveling with an infant. So I shall do that. A lot of the common sense rules apply as they would with any vacation that you take anywhere in the world. When you're pregnant, you need to take it slow, you need to take it easy, especially in the heat. You need to stay hydrated. Drink, and not just water. Make sure I'm always pushing those electrolytes on you guys, but you really have to make sure you get your electrolytes in. Protein, eat lots of protein, keep your energy up, and if you feel like there's something you can't do, don't do it. And those are really my basic common sense instructions, tips, whatever, for surviving Disney World pregnant. It's really not a great big mystery. Listen to your body. Really, sit down when you need to sit down, go back to the room if you need to go back to the room, drink when you need to drink, eat when you need to eat, and follow the signs. Don't go on the rides that they say you shouldn't be going on. If it says this ride may, pregnant women shouldn't ride this ride, don't ride that ride. But do take lots of character pictures, because baby bumps and character pictures are awesome! Unfortunately, I didn't have a baby bump because I was only 3 months pregnant, but I did have a really cute 9-month-old. So let's discuss what you bring to the parks for a 9-month-old or for a smaller human being. On the plane, what we did was, and I did homework ad nauseum about this, you can take your stroller right up to the gate, and the TSA will ask you to fold it up. And we had a whomping huge double stroller at one point that they actually had us put through the x-ray scanning machines, and it never fit through. And every time you went through, I kept yelling at them, it's not going to go through. What they'll do is they'll scan it with a wand, and then they'll just send you down the ramp. And what will happen is you'll get to the main gate, you'll get to the gate that your plane is loading on, and you can go up to the lovely flight attendants or the people that work at the airline that you're flying with and tell them, I have a stroller, I need to check. They'll give you, usually it's a neon pink tag or an orange tag, or it's a very brightly colored tag. And you can fold it up depending on how big or small your teeny human is. You can either push it right down until you get on the plane, and then you take baby out, fold it up, and leave it right there by the ramp, what is that thing called? What is that? I want to call it a breezeway, but that's not the right word. The gangway, you go down you know what I'm talking about. And then when you get off the plane, you wait there, and it will be there for you on the other end, and you can put baby in it and just push your way up. I have brought both a Graco stroller with me, and I have brought the umbrella strollers. I have brought double strollers, and I have brought single strollers. All of them are fine. There is a company that does rent strollers down there. I want to call it Orlando Strollers, something that simple, but I will look it up and I will put it in the show notes below. I can't remember what it's called, but I do know that they sell out pretty quickly. So if you're planning a Disney trip, definitely make sure that that's one of the things you reserve right away. Disney World does rent strollers, but they're not suitable for infants. They're hard plastic, and I wouldn't recommend them for a baby that's not mobile, that can't move around on its own, it can't even pick its own head up. Bjorn. And when I say Bjorn, I'm talking about those front carriers. Every mom has got to know what I'm talking about. They're the best thing ever. That you just basically strap baby to your front and off you go. Hands free. I used it on the plane. I think the rule is, and it's been a while since I've flown with a tiny person, the rule is you can fly with the baby attached to you, or the baby doesn't have to buy a seat until it's 2 years old. That might be the rule. I honest to God, I can't remember. But either way, both boys flew on my chest for multiple flights. And when they couldn't do that anymore, I brought their car seat, They're big, the big whomping 500-pound car seats that we all have to carry around. And I strapped it in just like I would a car, put the seatbelt right through it, and both boys slept perfectly well. And then when we got to Florida on the other end, I took the stroller and snapped right in, and off we went. So that's also another option too. If you're renting a car, I believe the only time we did that was because we were renting a car. We were going to visit my grandfather-in-law, but I don't recall doing that more than once because it was just so unwieldy and annoying. It was just so much easier for me to have Munchkin and a Bajorn with me. I had considered one of those backpack carriers, but somebody very wise pointed out to me that what a pain in the butt that's going to be getting on and off, getting baby in and out to go on every single ride. Wouldn't it just be easier to have a Bajorn? And lo and behold, it sure as heck was. The only time it wasn't easier is when the rides have lap bars that pull down onto you. There were rides that we couldn't go on, like we had to do baby swap for things like Big Thunder Mountain and the roller coasters and stuff like that, but like Peter Pan and things like that, I have pictures of the guys either strapped to my chest in the Bajorn or sitting with me, next to me, just kind of, doing their thing, chilling out, hanging out, propped up. There is, each and every park has a what they call a baby changing station, and my favorite one was always in the Magic Kingdom, and I didn't utilize it nearly enough, but they sell, I'll back up. There's a room that's designed specifically, but it's a quiet room. It has a TV, it has rocking chairs, the lights are dimmed, and it's specifically designed for nursing moms. So you go in there, there's a lot of boobage going on, there's a lot of babies drinking, eating, doing their thing. But off of that, there's a room that sells formula, diapers, wipes, bottles, binkies. Binkies are pacifiers. I don't know what you guys call them, but we always call them binkies. Swim diapers, things like infant Tylenol, all that kind of, anything that you might need in the parks for your baby and might have forgotten, they have there. What I'm trying to remember as I'm talking to you guys, what I packed in my diaper bags with the boys. One of the big things that I see that's missing on a lot of little guys in Disney World, and it makes me crazy, especially the baldies, are hats. Your baby needs a hat just like you do. Here comes a child, speaking of children. I've raised some crazy offspring. What do you want? What are you doing? Go to bed. Good night. Go. Shoot.
No. No.
A hat. So definitely pack a hat for small humans. They recommend, you're not supposed to put sunblock on small humans before they're 6 months old. Can you go away, please?
No. Watching.
Okay, carrying on. I think we need dinner out here. So, they say that you're not supposed to put sunblock on babies before they're 6 months old. So I suggest considering a onesie with long sleeves if it's really, really hot out, and a hat. Go away! Go away! Oh my god. Holy smokelicious. So yes. Make sure baby is covered as best you can do, because sunburn is awful on infants, and thankfully neither one of my boys ever got sunburned. But it happens, and obviously if it happens quickly in adults, it probably happens quicker on baby skin. So what did I put in my diaper bag? The high chairs at Disney World are those big sort of boxy wooden ones. So if baby is not completely sitting up yet, or is not a bigger baby, you might want to consider bringing one of those foldable, collapsible chairs that attaches to the table. Like it sits, I can't even begin to describe it because I never even owned one, so I don't even know what it's called, but it like hangs off the table. I can't describe it to you any better than that. And the baby's the weight is the baby's weight, and it acts as a counterweight. And if you go look it up, look up to like table attachment high chairs or travel high chairs or something like that. There's a great website called Safety First. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but they have a great travel section. So if your baby is smaller and in between the stage of being in a Bajorn and being able to sit in a high chair, they still might not fit into the high chairs that Disney offers. So if you're concerned about that, you might consider bringing your own high chair. So that was definitely one of the things that got stuck underneath my stroller once, because my children were chubsters and never had a problem with fitting in seats anywhere. Other things that I carried with me were definitely my boys were both formula fed. So I carried extra formula. I carried a full bottle of formula in a cooler. I always carried a soft-sided cooler that had ice in it so that the formula stayed cool. And my formula was always just mixed with water, and my boys learned to drink it young. I never heated it up for them, so they were always used to it room temperature or cooler. So I had that, and then I'd have an extra bottle with measured amounts of formula in it, and I was ready to fill it up with a bottle of water whenever they needed it, if they needed it. I always had snacks. I always had Cheerios. I always brought frozen waffles with me, because frozen waffles are really good to chew on. And of course they defrost themselves when they get gooey, and the kids love them. The cookies, the moms, you know what I'm talking about, the teething cookies. I cannot think of what they're called. I want to say it begins with a B. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a mom and you've got a teething baby, you know what I'm talking about. They don't have them anywhere in the park, so you might want to consider those. Bring this stuff. Let's do it this way. If you are leaving your house for a day at the playground, at the park, at a friend's house, everything that you might pack for that day trip is what needs to go in your daily diaper bag for Disney World. Is that helpful? You need to pack extra diapers, a change of clothing, wipes. I always had the diaper rash ointment with me. I always had toys to play with, books to read, things to chew on. But really, it wasn't rocket science. Because we all were, I baby brain. I had total stupid baby brain. Plus, I was pregnant again. So I never really packed, there wasn't anything one miraculous, oh my gosh, I have to pack this, or it's a tip that I have to share with you guys. I basically packed my bag as though we were going for an outing for a day out of my house. And like I said, if you forget diapers, if you forget stuff like that, they do sell them. Pack extra wipes, pack burp cloths. A wet washcloth to cool baby down. One of the things that I did always keep in my bag were infant Tylenol or infant Motrin and a thermometer. If they're teething, bring along Orajel. And again, for babies are lucky. Infants are easy because you can put them in a stroller and let them sleep. And if you time it right, they can take their nap while you're eating a meal, and then everybody can get up and go and do their thing again. And if for some reason baby wants to sleep while you're, still going, just find a nice, cool, quiet place to sit and just chill. My boys were always really, really good sleepers. They always had the ability to sleep through anything, so I could plop myself down on Main Street an hour before the parade and let them sleep, and then when the parade showed up, they either slept through or they didn't. And again, with a baby, pace yourself. Know your baby. Know yourself. Know where your threshold for insanity lies, and don't push yourself beyond it. It's really not, there's nothing more to it than that. Obviously, don't bring your babies on roller coasters. Don't bring your babies on, thrill rides. Rides that are good for babies in Magic Kingdom are what? Like the Tomorrowland People Mover. What else? Carousel of Progress is really good. Rides that are probably not so good. Maybe Buzz Lightyear. Maybe, Space Mountain. Maybe Haunted Mansion. Peter Pan is good. Winnie the Pooh is good. Small World is great. In Epcot, the Land is a really, really good one because it's slow moving, it's quiet, it's not, I don't recommend Soarin' because baby won't care. That's the other thing too, is depending on the age of the kid, it's not going to care. It's not going to remember, and it's not going to care. So my number one tip for you with bringing a tiny human to Disney is make sure you bring a hat and bring your camera. And just take lots of pictures and find the characters. When you have a small human attached to you, if they're small enough to be in a Bajorn, find the characters. Turn the baby around. Don't have the baby facing your chest. Turn baby around. Ears. Yes, see, as I'm talking to you, they do sell infant-size ears at all the parks, and you can get them embroidered. So if you don't bring a hat down, baby can always plop ears on. So just, common sense again prevails, as it should with all of your Disney World trips. If you're nursing, you know what, I'm not even going to go there with nursing. Do what you need to do when you need to do it. Feed your baby. Just be discreet about it so you don't get into a shouting match with some idiot that's got a hang-up about boobage. I really, honestly, it's not, It's not that complicated, it's not that difficult, and it certainly is not something you should stress over. I hear people all the time tell me, oh, they're too young to bring. They're really not. Like I said, Patrick was 9 months old when I first brought him. You know, Lion's first trip, he was like, I think a year, a little under a year. So both boys survived. They both had a great time. I have some fantastic character pictures. Go have a good time with your family. It's not rocket science, as I keep saying to you. Pack your common sense, pack your patience, and know to, if your kid is screaming hysterically, maybe that's not the time to be going on a ride or waiting on a big line for things. I don't know. I mean, common sense prevails. So there you go. If you have anything specific that you want to ask me about, and I will, if you want me to, while I'm down there, I will take the camera and I will take video of the baby changing station so that you can see what it looks like inside. I'd be happy to do that for you if that's something that you'd like me to do. Ask me specific questions, because I can't think of what else to tell you beyond that. I mentioned I've talked about strollers and stroller parking in another video, but real quick, there's stroller parking everywhere outside of all the rides. Don't leave anything valuable in your strollers. Don't leave anything that you wouldn't want to get stolen. Mark your strollers clearly with some neon ribbon or something. Don't tie a balloon to it, because everybody does that, and you're not going to be able to tell your stroller apart from everybody else's. Consider bringing a rain cover for your stroller, because it does rain. Yeah, that's about it for this video. So like I said, if you have any questions, please ask them of me. Specific questions about bringing a baby down, and I will do the very, very best that I can to help you out. Other than that, that's it. Peace out, peeps.